Hello, good evening, and welcome to the very first ever Pick Up and Play podcast, hosted by me, Scott Jackson, and my three good friends, Dan Jackson,
Hello.
James Croxton,
Hello.
and Adam Conway.
Hello.
I can hear you all laughing instantly. So the first thing to do is just get kicking off and talk about what this podcast is actually about. It's a podcast about everyday gaming, and some reviews, some fun and stuff by three good friends and me.
We consider you a good friend as well, Scott.
Thank you. Well, you don't treat me like one. The things you say to me.
I don't consider you a good friend.
Okay, well, there's not a lot I can do about that.
Should we end the podcast there? Because it's a bit awkward now, isn't
it? So coming up in this week's show, we'll have some key talking points in a big week of gaming. COD Cold War being released. Hopefully that doesn't encroach on the next part of the show, which is Croxton's news. Spurious news. Then we'll have our Game of the Week review this week, which is Fall Guys, and we will either decide whether it trashes, passes, or makes it into the vault of greatness, and then a game decided for next week by James. So let's get going. First point of order that I wanted to talk about this week was obviously the big release and the trailer for COD Cold War, Call of Duty Cold War, got released this week. What did you guys think?
Thought it looked good. Did you see the in-game Warzone thing they did?
Well, this is what I was going to ask. Well, was it a live event or was it just... So what you guys did it, I didn't. I was at work. So what happened?
Well, I thought we were just going to be in a normal game, and then apparently it was the new game mode.
And it took you way too long to realise there was something.
Yeah, I didn't realise that we were halfway through the game, to be honest. What's happening?
Wait, so what was it, like a normal battle royale in Warzone?
I thought it was.
No, it wasn't. It was a bit more like...
And what game were you playing?
No, I thought it was a normal game of trios.
It was a bit like Plunder, where you come back straight away. And you had to like kill people and pick up like intel, a bit like the kill confirmed tag that you get from multiplayer. And
so basically, how long did it take to actually do it?
It took like 20 minutes, like over 20 minutes.
Game,
yeah,
and then
it took us far longer to realise we need to kill people and then get that intel. That took a while for us to work out.
And then at the end of it, you got exactly the same release that everybody else got 12 hours later.
Yeah. Can I just add, everyone got the same apart from Conway, who forgot to get the weapon skin.
I was confused, all right?
Have you gone and bought it now?
No, apparently it's shit anyway.
As a microtransaction. No. I actually watched the trailer because obviously it came up next day when I loaded up Call of Duty for the first time. The trailer I thought was absolutely shit. Well, I just thought it's like this sort of like boardroom meeting full of like 1980s criminal looking people, and it has absolutely no concept in COD.
Yeah, that guy.
Oh, you're talking about the scene, aren't you? They released like a scene from when they talked to Ronald Reagan.
Wait, did you get something else? Because that's
there was an actual trailer to it, which is
with
what they played.
Gameplay footage.
Yeah, almost.
Oh, okay. So what did that
what
did it look good?
Yeah, COD.
COD, super hectic.
Another Black Ops. Yeah.
Well, no one plays the campaign anyway. Like honestly,
well, this is what I was about to say. What's
so
the point?
There's the multiplayer release is coming soon. Like the press release for the multiplayer for the game is coming soon in like 2 weeks.
Yeah, like 9th of September, I heard.
I think it's 8 days. Yeah. So
and then the beta comes out shortly after in October.
Oh, is that right? I didn't know that.
I think it's October.
I thought the beta was sooner than that.
I don't know, Croxton. You're the news correspondent.
Croxton, news.
Croxton is.
I've heard rumours. Quote me on this. But...
Well, maybe we should explain why Croxton is the news correspondent before we move on to his part.
Because most days we get a screenshot from some dubious Instagram account sent to the WhatsApp group. This Croxton says, "Oh, look what's coming to Warzone. You can drive motorbikes and do backflips." And we're just like, no.
Next week there's going to be 4-on-4 elephant battles in the hills.
Oh, spoilers, man, spoilers.
But yeah, I looked at this. All I got was the trailer for the new COD, and I was like, yeah, it just didn't look like a Call of Duty, and it just looked like these three narcos type characters in dodgy sunglasses, and then Ronald Reagan.
Yeah,
really really trusting everyone.
Then Ronald Reagan goes, "Give this man whatever he wants," or something like that.
Yeah,
so
that's super American, wasn't
And
it?
it's really American.
Yeah. This
and,
guy.
and then they was talking about the main protagonist. Was it Perseus? and I couldn't take it seriously because did you guys ever play? Obviously, you played. I don't know which game it was, but it was a GTA, and where the clothing shop was called Perseus.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
And you used to walk in, and the guy would go, "Welcome to Perseus." Thank you for shopping at Perseus. and then he would get done up in the weirdest suits. And you go, lovely. And then you'd leave. So every time I saw it, it was like, this guy Perseus. And I was just going to myself, Perseus. And then they just like slap some Polaroid of some like weird like Aryan, Russian, I don't know, like European looking guys. Like, oh, he must be bad.
He's got a Russian accent. He's automatically evil.
Yeah. But obviously it's going to be like cross-gen, this game, because they're releasing it before the launch of the next gen. And I was reading some stuff earlier, and it was basically if you buy it on the current consoles, it's obvious that Activision are like going to take the absolute piss and make
Basically,
you like pay
buy it twice. Yeah,
yeah. Like on PlayStation, it's like you can pay 65 quid and get it on PS4 first, and then on PS5 or Xbox, wherever you choose. But that's only if you download the digital copy. If you go out and buy it. You have to go and buy it twiise.
Wasn't that the same when they released the PS4 anyway? Like you technically had to buy it if you had it on the PlayStation 3. You had to buy it again. They did it with I can't remember what games they did it with, but I think that's a normal thing. But also, let's not forget that Activision and Call of Duty, they're just pure money grab games now as well. Like they just try and rinse you completely.
I was literally about to go on a rant about this because it's really started to piss me off. And it's not just.
This could be a new section, Scott's rants.
We plenty.
Honestly, I don't think I've got anything positive to say tonight about anything in gaming. And it's like so. My friend at work, I don't know how true this is. Coxon might be able to verify it for me. It was about apparently
he won't be able to verify it for you.
Anything.
He won't verify it for you. He'll listen to you sell it, and then he'll tell someone else about it as if it's real.
The rumor
we'll all get a screenshot about this later.
But it was like apparently they've made £1 million out of Warzone in microtransactions. Oh no, £1 billion. Sorry,
I was going to say $1 million sounds very low considering how much I spent.
£1 billion or $1 billion. One of the two.
I can totally believe that. Yeah.
In what is it's a great free game, yeah, but then they make £1 billion out of everybody that plays it.
Yeah, but I actually prefer that business model to say buying a game, 1 million DLCs, 1 million extension packs. Like
well, this is what I was going to say about
Battlefield, for example, how it used to be.
This was where I was going with my rant. Right, so Call of Duty, the Cold War game, it's going to have a little campaign, right, that you have to spend 50 quid on minimum on the current console, and then it's going to be deeply integrated with Warzone, which is another massive money grabbing thing because everyone's buying like microtransactions and skins and like weapons packs and stuff like that, and then they're introducing zombies into it as well, and then you're going to have loads of DLC on the multiplayer and on zombies and on Warzone. It just feels like a massive money grab, really. And I was talking to my friend at work about 2K games earlier, and he's downloaded the new 2K golf game. And I know you guys aren't massive sports gamers, but that you played NBA. Who is it who's got played NBA?
Played NBA, and it was absolute shit.
Played it.
It was
no.
Worst game.
No, that's because you don't like basketball.
Well, yeah, I don't enjoy games, and I've played basketball games before, and they were more fun than this. It was crap.
It's not crap. I thought it was quite a good game.
Yeah, but you're a hipster. You pretend to like basketball because you're like, I'm English and I like basketball. This game's great.
I do. Annoying. I'm wearing my basketball shirt now.
Yeah, of course you are. But you never know who they are. I like that Kobe Bryant. He was good, wasn't he?
Right. Anyway, 2K are the biggest money grabbers out there. You literally, the only way to be good at that game and to ever compete and have fun in it is to spend loads of money. So like they charge a ridiculous amount for like the limited edition game, like the Kobe Bryant version this year, or whatever, which one it was last year. And it's like $79.99. And then you have to pay for all the fucking downloadable stuff. Like, oh, well, you're now the worst basketball player in the history of 2K. So you now have to spend 40 quid just to get yourself.
To be fair, the thing is as well, like, I don't know if you've ever played FIFA and FIFA Ultimate Team. I guarantee you that is a million times worse. And also with these sports games, they've got like a minimum age limit of like 3 years old. They just prey on kids with their dad's cards and their mum and dad's cards. Before you know it, you got the mums in the mirror like, oh, I gave my kid my card and now I've got $7,000 worth of debt.
Just imagine you reading the mirror, Dan, going, another one. For
Another one. When will they learn?
Dan, this sounds like something exactly your brother would do, but
I'm pretty
well
sure
into
he's
his
probably
20s.
done it. Yeah.
And this is so back onto COD, right? I read this the other day, and it was, can you tell the difference between these two game titles? So they put the exact same game cover that Xbox are releasing. One's for the current gen and one's for the next gen. And tell me which one you would buy if you had the fifth gen, like the new generation. So this is the titles: Call of Duty Cold War, Xbox Series One - Xbox Series X. Or Xbox Series X - Xbox One.
I don't like hyphens in my game titles.
Oh, which one do you buy? It's literally impossible. So it's like and they look exactly the same, and no one was like, you must buy. There's nothing that like differentiates. It said you must buy this way. But yeah, that's
it's completely backward. At least Xbox has one physical disc will cover both generations.
Is that what it is? Yeah, but if you buy
that's actually decent, to be fair.
No, it's not, because
PlayStation, if you buy the PS4 edition, you then have to buy an online code to upgrade when you get the PS5, and you've still got to keep the PS4 disc in as you run the game.
Right, okay.
Is this for Cold War?
Yeah. Well, but then oh yeah, okay. But then the Xbox disc, so if you bought it on Xbox One X now, and then you bought the next gen, who's typing? All you can hear is tapping really hard.
Definitely Crocs.
I've been rumbled.
James. Xbox, you have to the discs not cross-compatible. They are cross-compatible, but if you buy the one on Xbox One now, it won't have the 4K and all this sort of. It won't be all singing and dancing on the next gen.
Precisely
so you have to go and buy again anyway. Fucking money grab.
Well, you know what you got to do? You got to buy PS5 straight away, haven't you? That's what they want.
Well, that is actually exactly it.
Do you guys buy discs still, or do you download everything?
Depends.
I download pretty much.
I try to download everything, and it's for a weird reason that, you know, obviously it costs so much more because you can't get like deals on. Well, you can't just get like a cheap one from like, what's it called, Game CEX or something. Yeah. So it costs more to do it, but I prefer it just for the fact that if I want to change game, I don't have to get up. Like, that's purely it.
You're the laziest game.
Yeah, I'm literally paying money to stay sitting on the
sofa. Has anyone seen the new Avengers game that's coming out? And
it's another fucking money grabber.
Please tell me you saw the controversy when that game was first released.
With graphics. Absolute bullshit. The characters look.
Yeah, they released like the launch trailer, and it was like Avengers from Poundland. They just looked. I remember like Black Widow. She had it was like a blockhead. She looked like a flip flop. It was awful. There was such an
She was all forehead and chin.
Yeah, with like plastic hair.
Does it look like Avengers Lego?
It was closer to Avengers Lego. They actually updated it. I mean, there was such an uproar about it. They ended up updating some of the models.
Sonic movie, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly the same. I just remember the launch. Everyone was like, "What is this? Who are these people?"
Iron Man in it.
Huh?
Is Iron Man in it?
Yeah, I think they're all in it, and some weird girl with like big hands.
Scott hates Iron Man. Everyone should know, listening to this podcast, that Scott does hate Iron Man, and we don't know why.
Well, I do. I don't. I hate Robert Downey Jr.
What's wrong with
what has he done to you?
I just think he's an idiot. I just think he's really smug.
Yeah,
he's like the smuggest superhero.
Yeah, but I think that's the point of Tony Stark, isn't it?
Character. So you hate Tony Stark, then you don't hate Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah, he was also in those stupid Sherlock Holmes movies.
What, those like critically acclaimed Sherlock Holmes movies?
But they're not critically acclaimed.
Well, I thought they went down well. Jude Law was based that on. I like them.
Critically acclaimed in my eyes. Oscars for the Sherlock Holmes.
I'm getting mixed up with critically acclaimed and Conway acclaimed. So they're
very, very different things. Right, but moving on, whilst we're talking about next gen stuff, I wanted to talk about something I read as well. Apparently, Nintendo are releasing a next gen Switch next year. That's going to be like the Nintendo Switch Pro, and it's going to obviously top up to 4K gaming as well. But the best part of it apparently is that it's going to be like live streaming games using 5G.
Really?
Yeah, apparently. I don't know whether that's a Croxon rumor or that's a legit rumor. But yeah, 5K gaming.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, so what do you guys
hold on.
Sorry,
4K gaming
4K
over 5G.
on 5G, yeah.
4K gaming.
I'm just going to make one comment. Why?
Yeah, all of the games on Switch you don't need 4K for.
No, it's all cutesy little cartoon characters.
I mean, but you can play Skyrim on Switch.
Did you see the WWE game they released on the Switch where it was like so bad it was literally unplayable? Did you ever see any of that?
Was that the latest one, the 2020?
No, it was
2K20.
2K20 was a flop. 2K19, mate, if you ever go watch some of the gameplay of it, it's like you'd load up the game. If there was more than 2 people in a match, it would be like just like stuttering people like running around. It's awful, flying around.
But I think that, well, I guess like the beauty of Switch and Nintendo is that they just don't even try to compete with like PS4 or PlayStation.
Yeah, but they don't need to. Nintendo's the highest selling console in the world.
They're niche and they're cheap. Or cheaper. Their games aren't. They're fucking ridiculous. Like I tried to buy Civ 6 that was like 2 years old or whatever. I can't remember. It was old, and it still cost me like 30 quid. I guess is that Nintendo holding their price or is that Civ holding its price? I don't know.
No, I think as well that the Switch is classed as like a sort of Nintendo's level like equivalent of Xbox and PS4, isn't it? It's still a pretty decent console. But is there anyone who actually plays it
like
on
a fourth generation
on the TV?
console?
I do.
Yeah. I've never done that. I just use it as a handheld console.
I do use it as a handheld console predominantly, like when I go on holiday and stuff on the plane. But I do play it on the TV. I play Civ on it, and I play Mario Kart and stuff like that. And when people mainly is like a fun thing when you guys come over.
Yeah, I played the Switch on the TV sometimes. I think it's really good. The way they've done the docking thing.
Yeah, I think
the actual core concept of the Switch is
it's seamless.
It's so good, and like I just struggle to see what they're going to do with next generation consoles. Like as you say, it's going to be the Switch Pro because they can't go away from this concept now, can they? It's got to stay like this.
Well, and also like they've looked at like Sony and Microsoft and said, oh, okay, we're not even going to bother trying to compete with them. We're going to go for our own little niche, which is handheld gaming and on the move and target that sort of market. And but
then if you look at the sort of games they release, there are a lot more. You don't need high graphics to run Zelda or Mario.
No, you don't. And also, when you try and buy a game that does need high graphics, for example, you can still buy all the stuff like FIFA and games like that on it, and they're just nowhere near as good.
Yeah, they're not, in a word.
So with the next gen stuff, so we need to talk about Grand Theft Auto 5.
Well, I don't know anything about it.
They've really milked that cow dry.
The idea that it released on the PlayStation 3 and then came out on the PlayStation 4 and then you could do like first person. And the PlayStation 4 came out in 2013, right? And it's now 2020 for anyone listening in 2030, you know.
Yeah.
And then the PS5 trailer comes up and the hype video comes up and they're like, you can play GTA 5 on this console. What the fuck? This game came out like 8 years ago.
And people are still playing it and buying it.
Yeah, I know.
That's the thing, though, isn't it?
That is why, obviously. But
it's so niche.
How can a game span 3 consoles and be the exact one? It's obviously not the exact same game, but it is the same title. That is madness.
Yeah, but I think the thing is with those guys is like they absolutely dominate and like no one's anywhere near as good as them at what they do, and then they just release a game every like 5 to 10 years, not including Red Dead, and then everybody's like, well, that's the only game around like that, and it's still really really good, and also they've still got loads of DLCs and stuff like that coming out, so yeah, I can see why people are still buying it. Not me personally, but I can see why.
I think I stopped playing it about 5 years ago, and the only reason I would ever still play that is if I fancy being murderous.
That's because you have no attention span. You can't do anything for longer than 5 minutes.
No, I would play. GTA for about 10 minutes, just go on a killing spree, get bored of it, log off, go back on FIFA. That was literally my cycle for a while.
I noticed your lack of attention span today, Dan. Like you said, "Oh, I'm ready to record the podcast." And he's like, "I've got my PS4," and we were like, "Dan, we're not going on a PS4." And you were like, "Okay." And then I was still logged on, looked at my friends list. It's like Dan is playing FIFA. I'm like, you've had like 5 minutes before we start, and you're just like, "Oh, I'll get a bit of FIFA in case like my mind wanders and I have to think about anything real for a second."
Also, we started playing a last ditch sort of like bit of our Fall Guys before we went on tonight, and within like 2 games, like Dan's like, "So are we playing COD now?" Or
Don't like one because I don't want to ruin a verdict. It's not that good.
Hold on. Save it for the games review.
Nelly.
Okay. My main point was I was kind of like on Scott's side because Scott had rage quitted a 3-year-old game. A game meant for kids. Scott had rage quitted yet again.
Look, I'm going to stop you there because this is stuff I want to talk about later when we actually come to our review.
Yeah.
I think it's time to move on to Croxon's spurious news. And as Conway explained, it's probably not true. Croxon?
About to ended abruptly. Right.
So, just to cover our backs here, Croxon's dubious news disclaimer: all news stories are rumours and not to be taken as fact. All comments should be taken as such and likely nothing more than ramblings and nonsense, much like this disclaimer.
Brilliant.
So, immediately onto Warzone. The latest little bits of data mining, which could or could not ever get released because we've only got one more season.
Have you been doing this data mining?
Oh my God.
Dave on Twitter.
Data mining.
So this one is apparently due to be released on the 25th of well, that's absolutely incorrect because I've just stumbled over my own news. But one mode that is in the files is apparently the night mode, which is called Warzone Nightfall.
Oh, actually.
I've actually heard.
There's been rumblings of that for a while.
Yeah, I've been hearing patterings of that.
I think ever since we've started playing Warzone, people are saying like, "Oh, what about a night mode?" And then everyone says that, well, yeah, because then thermal scopes will be absolutely essential, and then everyone will start using cold-blooded and everything. So, yeah, it's
well, it would change it. So people start going to cold-blooded, and like Ghost will sort of like disappear a little bit. And
isn't there a night mode already in a normal multiplayer?
Yeah, lots of maps have night versions.
Is it any good? It seems like it'd be crap.
It's I don't know. I've not played it a lot.
It would also really encourage camping.
Yeah.
Scott would love it.
like that.
Have you played
favourite way of playing?
Have you played the multiplayer game called Infected?
Yes.
No.
Right. So basically, how it works is you're all.
Sorry. Yes, I have played it. Yes.
Yeah. So you're all in a normal multiplayer game, but then there's only one person who's infected, and they can only knife or throwing knife as well. And if they kill you, you become on their team, and then you have to kill everyone else, and basically you only win by surviving the whole time without getting killed by the knifers. And basically, playing that on a night mode map was like a genuinely good horror game. Like you just don't know where things are coming from. You've got like night vision goggles on, everything's green and scary. Yeah, I think night mode in Warzone would be really fun. I don't think I'd play it mostly though.
But then a lot of the skins on, and operators wear like a lot of dark clothing, and so they would have to surely change that in night mode.
Yeah, give everyone neon skins, flashing neon skins.
Everybody running
music
around
that goes.
Apart from your snowsuit that you wear on it, Scott.
I like that snowsuit. That's the best operator skin.
It's useful in 20% of the map.
Yes, that is true, but it looks good. I think the night mode would be pretty cool. I think it'd be a change, and people would have to start changing their classes and stuff, and like you say, like things like cold-blooded coming in, different scopes.
They couldn't do it as you can only play night mode, could they?
They forced temporary playlists on us before.
Oh,
do you remember when it first started and they couldn't just get their heads around the fact that we just want solos, duos, trios, and quads as base games? And they were like, "Oh, here's this new game mode, but we're taking away quads." It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Why?
The one game mode we'd all wanted since you first released it, you're taking it away.
Yeah, I can't believe we didn't actually have quads when it started, did it?
No.
If you think about it now, we would have to sort of like someone would have to wait and listen.
Yeah.
Or rotate.
Yeah.
I think night mode is meh.
I agree.
Do we think it's true or false though?
I think it's true.
I think it could be true.
Yeah, I've heard rumours for a long time of that.
Where have you heard these rumours, Dan?
YouTube.
Dan just talks to people on the street. He's like, talks past people, guys. Have you played Warzone? Do you know?
Yeah, I was just approach someone who looks like a nerd. I'm like, what you got for me?
What you got for me?
It robs him of news.
So one other potential game mode, which might actually link into what Conway was talking about with the infected style, is under the tagline of Run Like Hell.
Run Like Hell.
That's all I've got on it, but there's also been the Zombie Royale talk. So I'm saying, is that one and the same?
Well, what is the zombie?
The Zombie Royale. So essentially, it's like last man standing. Players turn into zombies when they die, and you can become a human again if you take out another player.
This just for anyone. This is classic Crocs and news. There's so little information on it.
How does that even make sense? So you can come back to life again if you take out another player, which is the objective when you're a zombie. Therefore, no one will ever win. You get killed, and then come back to life as a zombie. Then you kill someone else and come back to life as a human. Just go around in circles constantly.
Well, I think the idea
there may be a limited amount,
or maybe that you can get killed as a zombie. Maybe
by the people that are not zombies.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Oh, sorry. I forgot about that.
Maybe, but because otherwise you've got like invincible zombies running around, and that's no way to balance a game, is it?
It's actually a very good point. Yeah, I think the zombies thing would be quite cool. I'd quite like that. I wouldn't like it to overtake I'd still like the original basic.
Yeah, I don't want my toys to be taken away from me. I don't want quads to be taken away.
Yeah, as long as it's just on top of all we've already got.
Yeah, which they've been better at introducing little new playlists like Kingslow and stuff like that without taking away.
That made a nice change.
A crowd favourite, realism mode.
I played one game, never again. That was.
I'm pretty sure that's
I was
what
so
they got rid of.
You in particular. I know that Scott likes to throw his players at the pram quite easily. But I thought, no, I don't. He says throwing his players at the pram.
I stick myself.
But you gave up on realism so quickly, and I was like,
I'll tell you,
I'll play it with Dan. It'll be great.
The problem with realism mode is. It's just a camp fest. Everyone's too afraid to go out. The minute you move, you're dead. Like in a second. It's like, let me camp this house. Oh, I'm dead. I left. I went outside to get armor. Oh, I'm dead. That's what I hated about it.
Croxon, do you have any more news?
Right, I'll give you 3 more potential playlists. Let's see if you can pick the one I've just made up.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So out of the same batch of rumours, we have Infinite Gulag.
What?
Mo Gulag, Mo Problems.
Are we just getting the names? Are we not getting an explanation?
You're just getting. I have no explanation for these. I just have potential coded titles. And Inflation Redeployment. Which one of them is bullshit?
I'm going for the first one.
I think Mo Money, Mo Gulag, or whatever it was, sounds that sort of thing they might make.
I think the first one is bullshit, which was Infinite Gulag.
Infinite Gulag, yeah.
Yeah, you'd be 100% correct there.
Because that just would not work.
What is Infinite Gulag?
Croxon, what did you think
Better
that would
escape?
Croxon, what was your sort of thinking behind Infinite Gulag? How would it look? There wasn't any.
It's just 150 people, 1v1 until there's nothing. Winner stays on.
You're all in the Gulag. It's just like a tournament.
Everyone's watching, and 2 people fight at a time.
So if you imagine, how long does a Gulag take? 20 seconds, max.
Max, depending, yeah.
So then you're waiting for 149 of those games.
There's also more than one Gulag on the one game running, isn't there?
Well, yeah. Okay. Could you imagine the circle when you're running around upstairs on the balcony? That would be like 4 guys, which I'm going to move on to.
No, not yet.
Oh, right, okay.
Because the other 2 apparently are are coming from legitimate sources then, Crocs? Or not legitimate, but they are ones
dubious,
you've heard,
dubious
right?
sources, yes.
Right, okay. So what was the first one? Something about the Gulag. Oh, yeah, more money, more Gulag. They both seem to be under the same principle, which is...
Mo Gulag, mo problems.
Oh, more Gulag.
Oh.
Okay, I don't know about that one then. The other one, inflation...
Redeployment,
right? So they had a mode recently called buyback solos, or it was before it was called stimulus.
Stimulus, yeah.
Yeah, and it is really good because you just get more chances if you've got enough money. But that sounds like the amount of money you need to buy yourself back will increase as the game goes on, which probably would be quite cool, actually.
That's actually a really good idea. Yeah. So rather than if you get bought back for the first time, it's so. Do you think that's as the game goes on towards the end, you need more money, or is it the more times you die?
Oh, yeah.
If you get towards the final circle, it's like 10,000. Rather than people, like you've never been bought back at all. You've died towards the end. You don't make it out your gulag, but then your trio that's remaining can easily club together 4,000 and buy you back, and then you drop into the final circle. Or is it like a massively inflated price as the game goes through?
Yeah, I reckon that it sounds more like that. It'll be like Germany in 1939. Everything's just hyperinflation. By the end, you can't even afford armor. Can't even become worthless. People building fires.
That wasn't in 1939, though, was it? That was when they started the World War.
Oh,
they were really well done. That's more like it.
Brave of you to start getting dates out there, Dan, that you haven't got time to Google. So.
Yeah, we can edit it, can't we? No,
no. I don't think we can edit it, actually, no. Software's broken.
We can. The thing is that we can edit, but I won't edit. After all the abuse you give me, I'm not editing that out.
I bet your eyes lit up then, didn't it? It was like, he got it wrong.
It's me with a history degree.
It literally does have a history degree, so it is a bit of a sticky situation for...
So, shall we move on to our game of the week?
Fall Guys.
Whose game selection was
Stumble Chums.
Who? Yeah, who's
this was mine. Did I suggest this? I think I did.
Definitely yours, Dan. It certainly wasn't mine.
I regret this.
And talk us through Fall Guys.
Who, me?
No, the other Dan.
Oh, right, okay, I did hear you say Dan. Basically, it's a game about jelly beans, and you just run around, jumping over obstacles, falling off because the physics are awful. Spend half the time rolling around in slime before you ultimately fall off in the fourth round.
This is an explanation of the game. It's not a review.
Oh, this is an explanation of the game.
Oh, wait, you seem to sum it up quite well.
Yeah, I'm trying to find where I said it to someone on WhatsApp because.
It's essentially like a mix between Total Wipeout, Takeshi's Castle, those kind of games, isn't it? But mixed in with
right, yeah. So it is. It's a battle royale game that is like Takeshi's Castle. It's a knockout and Total Wipeout, but you play as minions.
Yeah, that's a really good explanation. And I've got something else to say what it is. It's shit.
I agree.
It's total rubbish.
Oh, great.
Bear in mind, just a disclaimer, Scott hates anything he's not good at. That's the only reason he doesn't like this game.
No. I'm not very good at Warzone. I'm better than James. I think that Fall Guys is rubbish.
Well, you haven't been past the first stage, Scott, so...
It's true. Yeah, we should say at this point, accompanying the podcast will be a compilation of our attempts to play Fall Guys together only hours ago. It's not been edited together yet, but it will be by the time you listen to this, most likely. I would watch that video because it's mostly Scott rage quitting.
Well, it's funny
and ranting. I mean, you haven't really got to the crux of Scott's ranting yet if you're just listening to this podcast, but God, you'll hear some on that video.
It's an extremely frustrating game, I have to be honest. Yes, and so obviously it was a free download. What was it, on the PlayStation Now, or was it on PS Plus? Right, so it's on PS Plus. Right, so if you didn't get it on Plus, which most people have, but if you don't have it on there, do you know how much it costs?
Is it like 20 quid?
It's $15.99.
It's probably worth it, to be honest.
Oh,
no? If you're really into it, well, not for me and you, obviously, because it's shit. But if you're into that kind of game,
who? People like platformers.
Yeah, it's unique in that it's battle royale platformer sort of thing.
I know it's not really battle royale. I guess
it is very unique battle royale. I disagree with you there. There's different to any other battle royale game that's come out so far.
Right.
In fact,
These are my problems with the game. These are my problems with the game. Number one, it's very, very hard. No, you have to basically play it forever to memorize the courses, know exactly what to do. You can't just pick up and play and be like average at it. You have to play it for a long time.
Definitely can.
I don't think that's true at all.
This is my view. The customization of the jelly babies is rubbish.
That's because you haven't unlocked anything.
I've seen the others. It's like I'm racing a pineapple and a rubber. My one is just literally like a thumb with a head on it, with like a fox's head on it and purple shorts. I really don't like it.
Right. So,
I think that was clear.
So your two things are it's hard and I can't customize my minion the way I want it to be.
No, it's not just that. I think like the levels are really basic. It's not a lot to it.
Do you want it to wear a basketball jersey? Let's just be honest.
No, I just thought it's really basic. There's not a lot to it. Like, okay, so you've done it a couple of times.
Yeah, but that's part of its charm, though. See, this is what you're not understanding. See, I've got a weird opinion of it because I quite like it, but I can't stand to play it more than half an hour.
Yeah, that's I can play it like 5-10 minutes. After that, it gets very boring.
Yeah. So I think it's quite a good buffer to play in between sessions of Warzone because you can get really frustrated with Warzone and to be like, right, just jump on Four Guys for a bit. I mean, it's not going to help your frustration because you're probably going to get frustrated. But at least it just looks totally different and it's a bit like, it looks good. The game looks good. You kind of.
Do you know what? I agree with you on that. I think it acts as a great buffer between games.
Yeah, so you can play it for 10 minutes. I can manage half an hour. We're not really selling this game.
I mean, it's not terrible. It's very. I think it has got longevity. It's very, very popular in a minute as well.
You just said you can't play for longer than 10 minutes.
Yeah, well, no, longevity and the fact that people are going to still be playing it in like 6 months, I reckon.
Yeah. Season 2 now.
Do you think people will be playing in 6 years?
Probably not, but we still going to be playing Warzone in 6 years? No.
We'll still be playing Call of Duty.
Well, we'll still be playing GTA, that's for sure.
GTA 5.
PlayStation 6.
Yeah, they're just remastered GTA 3. No, what do you think, Croxon? What's your opinions on Fall Guys?
Again, I can play this for about half an hour if there is someone else on chat with me.
Oh God, I think you'd have to be a psychopath to log on and just play Fall Guys on your own for more than
I did that.
half an hour. No, for more than half an hour. I've done that. Yeah, I've logged on to have a go, but there's nothing in it for you if you're not laughing at your friends falling off the platform.
Yeah. Well, actually, do you know, it's a good point. Maybe I've been a bit too damning too quickly, but I did have a laugh playing it with you guys. But I tried when I knew we was reviewing this game. I thought, oh, well, I need to invest a little bit of time, so I'll log on and I'll actually play it. And I really, really didn't like it. And then Hannah, my fiance, came in and she was like, "Oh, that looks like a fun game." So, and it sort of appeals to people because it's pretty easy to play. I guess it's like funny looking.
It looks like it should be a game on the Switch, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think
exactly what
the Switch.
And she loves the Switch. That's exactly where I was going with it.
Yeah, it's more of a party game, isn't it? I also think that they're doing a VR mode for it on it, I reckon, which could be
VR.
Yeah, VR. And there's some clips of it out at the minute, and it looks way better suited to like a party game where you're all pissed with a VR headset.
Yeah, because that's the trouble. It's not actually a party game other than just sitting around and if you're all in the same place, you'd all be sitting around with one person playing it.
Yeah.
And supposedly there is no plans for it to go into a private server mode.
What does that mean?
Oh, really?
So in terms of like private parties.
That's going to be left as is.
As is for a while.
Oh, yeah. And another thing I need to talk about is that it's really badly designed for playing as a party for various reasons. The most annoying one is that it should work that if you die or if you qualify, you immediately start spectating your friend who you've joined the game in a party with. So the game knows that you're together. But it doesn't. It just shows you someone random, and then say there's like 40 people left. You've got to press R1 and scroll through every single player until you recognise the gamer tag of your friend.
I'm going to correct you there now, Conway, because I did rectify that, and it does come up as a priority. Your party.
Mine didn't today.
Yeah, I did hear they made an update.
But you need to,
so it made it easier,
part of the update. But you do have to. It will be random person. If you backtrack one person, you'll have your first party member.
Oh, you could have told me that.
Yeah.
But the other thing going on from that is if you go out early, which I often do, you have to. If you don't leave really quickly, you then get stuck in the loading screens waiting for the next game to play, and it's like the amount of time you spend actually playing versus the amount of time you actually spend waiting is heavily weighted towards waiting.
Yeah, there's a really bad design and for that, where basically if you go out and then you don't press exit straight away and the next one starts to load, you can't leave until the next game has started, and not just like loaded up and everyone's on the starting line. Like when it goes 3, 2, 1, then you can leave. And it's like, what? Why is that designed like that? It's ridiculous.
Yeah,
it seems like something they could easily fix with not a big season change update and just a little patch update, but they haven't.
I think it is still very it's like a startup game. Did you see there was the developer of the game did a video on Twitter the other day, and it was just like a guy younger than us sat in his bedroom.
Yeah.
Thanks for all the support, guys. It's actually crazy that a game that small has become that big.
Mm-hmm.
It's great in a way.
Awesome. So what are we giving it then?
So okay, I think we should rate them out of 10. So just to let everybody know that's listening, it's going to either pass or fail, obviously. And if it's an epic, sick game that's going to go down in history, it'll get into the Vault of Greatness and you'll hear the vault doors open. I don't think it's going to happen for this. Rate them out of 10 and you guys go first.
How can you rate something out of 10 definitively? I give it 8 out of 10 for the first half an hour, and then 0 out of 10 for any time after that.
Should we just give it a simple trash or pass?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Are you ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
Wait. Whoa! That's just your opinion.
I'm in charge of
trigger finger.
Should it not just be like that overall opinion? We use those sounds.
You just wanted to use that sound.
I really wanted to use that sound. I've been hovering over it for about 15 minutes.
So we've got to do a pass or fail and each person vote. Surely, I mean it's going to be difficult with 4 of us.
I guess it's a democracy, but. Right. Okay, Adam. Then you can start us off. You can kick us off.
Right. I'll give it a pass.
Croxon.
Trash.
Oh, Crox! I thought you would be on my side. It's definitely going in now.
Thanks, Crox. Dan.
Trash.
Yeah.
This is so harsh, but
yeah. I'm sorry. In the words of Simon Cowell, you have 3 no's.
But hold on. Objectively, it is not trash. You can't say.
No, I mean it's trash in the sense that it's not really our kind of game.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, it's not our kind of game, but for us, and it's our opinion, it's trash. I'm just sorry. It's just shit. It's not a good game.
You didn't have made it. I don't know what they're playing at.
Dan would trash games like Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yeah, I would, because I haven't got the attention span to fucking play a game that long. I literally bought Assassin's Creed, the new one, Odyssey, got halfway through it, was really enjoying it, and just for some reason never played it again.
Yeah, you played that loads actually. A lot of time we're playing Warzone, and then it'd be like, "Oh, Dan, do you want to play another one?" You were like, "No," and then you'd go, and I think, "Oh, we're all going to bed." Just look at my friends list. Dan's playing Assassin's Creed. I'm like, for fuck's sake. All right. Message received.
I like Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, I never really played them, to be honest.
It's just a standard. Who designs them? Ubisoft.
Yeah.
They just design all exactly the same. It doesn't matter what game you play with.
They changed them a bit. They went off the boil a bit a couple of years ago. Now they've just changed it into sort of like an all-out action thriller game that's nothing like the originals. They're way more fun.
Yeah, they still stick to the idea that you're supposed to be someone in modern day using this machine to go back.
Yeah, kind of.
They still stick to that because I feel like that's so weak.
Yeah, but what I mean is Ubisoft.
Did you see the movie?
No, I didn't see the movie.
Rubbish.
So shit. Just Michael Fassbender flying around on a giant metal arm for fucking 2 hours.
Dan, you've got no attention span, and you can watch that shit for 2 hours.
Yeah, but I don't have to concentrate. I can just sit there and mindlessly, thoughtlessly watch it.
Should I hold my Ubisoft rant for another day?
No.
Right. Good.
A lot to get off his chest.
Ubisoft do exactly the same thing, no matter what they're doing, right? So whether Assassin's Creed 25 or however many they've made now, Far Cry, any of those games, all they do is exactly the same map system, and they just literally just change the skin on the horizons or whatever, and change the story a bit. and it's exactly the fucking same, and it's really, really annoying. But every single time I fall for it and buy it.
What games are you talking about?
What were they? Are they
all the Assassin's Creed,
Mm.
all the same map system, all the same idea. Oh, go to this, do this mission, now go there and do this, now kill this person. And then it's exactly the same with when they made Far Cry with Primeval. Do you remember that one where you was like a caveman?
Oh yeah.
I'll go over there and catch a lion. Kill this person on your lion, and then they did it with Far Cry. The last one was it Far Cry 4?
Hold on. How does Scott manage to do this with his voice? Right, Scott manages to say something like, "Go over here, catch a lion, then kill someone riding your lion." Right, but the way he said it made it sound shit. But that sounds amazing. I want to play that game. What the fuck?
No, it's not. But then when you played every Ubisoft game, it's exactly the same.
Yeah, you're just constantly riding around on lions killing people.
we should create a segment like, what does Scott like?
I like Warzone.
Yeah, we know. What else?
There's lots of things, but that's another day.
You like Horizon Zero Dawn?
I did like that game. I really like that game. It's probably the best game I played in the last 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
It's also not that hard, so I'm quite good at it.
so anyway, just to get back on track, right? So that's a trash then for Fall Guys. We're giving that.
That's a full-on trash, straight in the bin, never to be seen again.
Mate.
You're not going to
handcart.
When we look back on our podcast in a year's time, we're not going to be talking about Fall Guys.
Okay.
Are we? Let's be honest.
He's on record. We'll
I can't wait for someone to send this clip back to you after it becomes the biggest game on the network.
When I start whinging about it in a year's time, still playing it, downloaded it. So next week, obviously, we're going to have another game, and James is the selector for next week. So it's basically a different person selects the game. If we don't tell us until the end of this podcast, and then we'll play it until the next one, and then we'll do exactly the same thing, and I'll come back and whinge about it probably. Roxton, go for it.
Okay, so what I have selected is Supersonic Acrobatic Rocket-Powered Battle Cars, formerly known as Rocket League.
Classic. Love
Classic.
it.
Right, okay, I've got Rocket League and I played it once, and so I'm looking forward to it because I've heard it's good. So
good fun. Just quickly, one thing we forgot to go over: PS Plus and the Xbox games, the free ones coming out for the next month. It's that time of the month.
I don't know them.
I've got them right here. We've got PlayStation Plus
with your dual screens, Dan.
With my dual screens.
We've got the chair.
PS Plus, Street Fighter 5.
Amazing.
Yes.
PUBG, classic PUBG, the original.
I think we should
Battle
play
Royale.
some PUBG, because
I do.
Because I don't know about you guys, but Warzone's the first Battle Royale game I've played. And obviously, I really like it.
This is really the one that sparked it.
And PUBG is like the original one. So we should definitely play it, especially because it's free. And
if anybody's not heard of that game before, give us a little breakdown of what it is.
What PUBG?
It's the original Battle Royale, isn't it? It's the one that started this big spark. It's
How many players is it? 150 or?
I'm not sure actually. I'm not sure. I haven't seen anything about it for years.
You got two screens down. Surely you'll be.
I could search it, couldn't I? Yeah.
If anybody knows and is listening to this podcast for this long, let us know. Get us up on Twitter and let us know. And so, what sort of setting is it?
It's like a kind of similar to COD, isn't it? In a way, it's a bit of like a weird Eastern European battlefield.
Right.
From what I remember, it could have fucking changed. I think they put new maps in it. I don't know. It's been out years, hasn't it? I'm not actually that interested in the game, to be honest.
Is there anything else coming out?
Well, you got Xbox free games, right? And you tell me what you prefer. You got Tom Clancy's The Division, The Book of Unwritten Tales 2, D with DE Blob 2, and Armed and Dangerous. I don't know about you. That sounds fucking crap.
Well, it does sound crap. But The Division is probably the most famous game on that list. Guess who makes it? Ubisoft.
You really haven't convinced me with your Ubisoft rant. You're going to have to come back with a bit more ammo.
If anything, you've actually sold it to Conway.
You need to play some more Ubisoft games, and you'll see exactly what I mean. I mean, The Division, the only thing that was good about The Division was when I was running around New York, was I recognised some of the places. Oh, there was the Olive Garden.
Scott went to New York and ate at Olive Garden. Brilliant.
Well, I did go to Olive Garden because it was available and I was really hungry.
We went to Applebee's when we were in Canada, and it was the worst meal I've ever had in my life.
I'm actually disappointed after hearing of Applebee's reference in so many TV shows. And
Exactly.
films.
Applebee's. No, this is crap.
Yeah. It is known as being crap, though.
I didn't think it was famous for being crap. I don't know. Is it?
I think it's like not famous. It's famous for not being like the best cuisine sort of thing. Right. By the way, yeah, PUBG is 100 players. So
okay.
Warzone
out. We'll give it a load and see what the score is with that one.
Yeah, are we going to play some Street Fighter 5?
Yes, we are.
I'll give Street Fighter 5 a go.
Yeah, I mean Street Fighter is epic, isn't it? You can't beat Street Fighter.
I'm a Tekken guy, guys.
Oh, I had some Street Fighter noises loaded up and I've got rid of them.
Do you remember Tekken 3? There was a guy in it when he was.
Do I remember Tekken 3?
And he used to go, Hachi Hanamiya. Yeah,
maybe I don't remember Tekken 3. What the fuck are you on about?
I remember Tekken 3.
Yeah, I do, but I don't remember Hachi Hanamiya. What the fuck's that?
It was the final boss, the guy with the hair coming out of the sides.
Oh, yeah.
What, Hachi?
Yeah. Hence the noise. Hachi Hanamiya.
But Tekken 3 was like the first one with like players like Eddie, and wasn't it?
Yeah, my first introduction to Tekken 3 was on a demo disc. Do you remember demo discs, guys? And it had Tekken 3 and this other game where you know that game where you got like your player's like a beach ball and you have to like go through the maze and like tilt the world sort of thing to go through it. Yeah, it had that. So I had a great time on that demo disc. But the only thing you could do on Tekken was play as either Eddie or Ling Xiaoyu. Yeah. And so I just obviously just played as Eddie because
he was cool. He's dance.
And he does all these swinging dances, and I could just do one move, and I just did it over and over again. And that's how I discovered Tekken 3.
Well, you're talking about the beach ball. It reminded me of a game that I saw in the week, and it was about a piece of toast.
Yes.
What is this game?
I am bread.
I am bread. And it's literally this piece of toast, and you have to like safely navigate around the kitchen away from all of the obstacles in the kitchen, like the plants and the bin. So people are actually fully downloading this game and playing it.
I don't know about you. That sounds better than Fall Guys, to be honest.
I was going to say, if you're going to up on this game and you're not going to play Fall Guys, like what the fuck?
I'm looking forward to playing Rocket League, you guys. I think it's going to be really fun.
It's not a game that we have all played together.
No, but you can do. But what it is good about it is that you can do quads like as a team, and so it will be a laugh. Me and Scott played it like duos, and
it was okay.
It was a good laugh. Yeah, Scott was like, "I'm quite good at this game."
I scored a couple of goals. I was always first to the ball. I was struggling with the camera systems a little bit. I won't lie. Because you drive around, it's the dual analog thing, and then you have to press triangle and zoom back in on the ball.
Save it for next week.
We are ranting a bit now. Should we end the podcast?
Let's end it on that. So tune in next week, and it's going to be a review of Coxon's selection, which is Rocket League. Thanks for listening, everyone, and we will see you next time. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.